Hello everybody, my name's Nick and welcome back to my pre-dental YouTube channel. It's the day after Valentine's, so you may be able to see the flowers I got for my fiance back there. So I hope you all had a great Valentine's Day. And today I just wanted to talk a little bit more about my DAT study schedule and how I am preparing for my DAT. In the first video, I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but I talked a little bit about my day-to-day schedule, and since then I've started to change and adapt that to what I think I need a little bit more to emphasize maybe the topics I'm struggling a little more than the others. So we're gonna jump straight into it today. So I like to break these down into things I do every day versus things I do like bi-weekly or semi-weekly or whatever you want to call it. So daily, what am I doing? Well, every morning I am doing about an hour of biology question banks. So this just involves the question banks found in DAT Boosters, on DAT Boosters website, because I'm using their program. And yeah, every morning I'm spending an hour doing questions, and the questions that I do correspond to where I am studying that week in the DAT Booster study schedule. So for example, the past 2 days I've been working on the genetics question bank, and the study schedule has you do it in one day, but I like to I'm trying to break it up into multiple days. That way I can digest the material more thoroughly and try and memorize it as best I can. So I'm doing that every day. So I do an hour of biology in the morning, and then I do an hour of Gen Chem right after. So 7 to 8 biology, 8 to 9 I'm doing general chemistry. And general chemistry is a little bit tougher for me, like ice charts and titrations, and those two specific things are particularly difficult for me. But some of the other subjects in general chemistry I feel a lot more confident about. So I need to spend more time emphasizing general chemistry than I do biology. And so to do that, I spend another about 20 minutes after school at night redoing some of the general chemistry practice problems that I may get stuck on in the morning. And so those are two things I do every day. The third thing I'm doing every day is I'm doing about 30 to 40 minutes of PAT before bed. I try to do 15 hole punching, 15 keyhole, 15 cube counting, angle ranking, 15 top front end. As of right now, I feel like that's going to be the way I go from now until my test. My test is 3 months away, so 3 months and 7 days exactly away from today. So I think if I do PAT every single night, I will be as prepared as I can be for exam day. And then to kind of supplement in QR a little bit, I am doing daily flashcards using Anki from Booster's Quantitative Reasoning Anki deck. There's like 108 cards, and it has all the formulas and whatnot. So for me, the math itself, like the algebra and moving variables around, that's not difficult. For me, what's difficult is having the equations memorized so that when I see a question, I can just kind of plug and chug. And so for me, I'm using the Anki deck to try and memorize those equations as best I can. That way, they're always fresh. And so I'm about 3 months from my test, and so I'm trying to get to the point to where those equations I can have ready to go. And as biology is one of my stronger subjects, and math is something I need to focus a little bit more on, twice a week, instead of doing that biology question bank in the morning, I'll supplement in some QR instead. And that's going to help me get some review videos in or follow the QR questions for that day in the booster study schedule. And I feel like that's going to be the way I approach my study from now until my test. And then as far as OChem and reading comprehension goes, I'm in OChem 2 right now, and so I'm not that worried about OChem. I felt okay about OChem 1. I felt like I knew the material really well, but I didn't test, I would say, as well as I know it. That might sound weird. I did very well on the ACS final, but my teacher's test in particular, I didn't do as well as I would have hoped. So, I mean, I got an A-, so I can't kick myself too much, but for OChem, I'm in OChem 2, and then I'm the supplemental instructor at my school for OChem 1. And so that means every day I'm having a study session for an hour in OChem 1 material. So I'm not worrying about OChem 1 or 2 because I'm already studying that every day. As I get to about a month before my tests, I'm going to actually focus more on OChem and implement that in. But as of right now, I'm not having to worry about that as I'm already studying it. And then for reading comprehension, in the DAT Boosters study schedule, every few days they'll have you do like what's it called? They'll have you do the recommended reading article and then the extra reading comprehension practice. And that's all I'm doing right now. I am fairly interested in science on a day-to-day basis, so I find myself on Science Daily all the time, and I try and read at least one article a day if DAT Booster doesn't have reading in my schedule that day. So I'm trying to hit everything basically every day. And I think for me, that's going to be the way I approach the DAT and the way I approach my studies. For the first 25 days or so, I was doing exactly like by the book, the schedule, no more, no less, for DAT Boosters schedule. And I found that it's amazing. And for a lot of people, I think it's going to work. But for me in particular, I need to be doing math every day and general chem every day to, I think, get the score I'm hoping to get on the DAT. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I understand that might not work for everybody, but that's what's working for me. I have friends that are so smart they don't really have to study all that much, and don't have to hit the same subjects every day. So, the biggest piece of advice I would offer is come to know your studying habits, and I'm sure you'll come to do that through your classes already, but come to know how you think will be the best way you can prepare for the DAT. And for me, that means every day. For another person, that might not mean that, but that's okay. And we're all in this together, so I hope you enjoyed this little video on some insight on my DAT preparation. And anyways, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.